The majestic bulbous mountain range stretched endlessly under the radiant sun and clear blue sky, where free birds soared over the vast forests. A hand reached out as if to grasp the entire space. My real name is An Jae-hyun. The thought flashed through the young man's mind. He stomped his foot heavily on the rocky outcrop, creating a resounding thud. My in-game name is Hyrkan. I am a warlord gamer who was somehow reborn. With a bright smile full of excitement, Hyrkan dashed like the wind, leading a rattling army of skeletons. The skeletons, with their eye sockets emitting strange blue light, clattered after their master through treacherous terrain without hesitation. His smile softened, becoming content as he thought of his goal. My dream is to become the strongest in this game. Immediately, that smile turned cold, vicious, and full of resentment, and to get revenge on the bastards who ruined me. Hyrkan's face suddenly froze, his cruel smile vanishing. He mumbled in confusion. Why? Hyrkan's breath grew ragged as he frantically charged forward. Behind him, the savage snarls of a pack of red-eyed wild boars pursued closely, their hoofs kicking up a cloud of dust. "Why does this kind of thing happen to me every day?" he yelled in despair. A few hours earlier, Hyrkan's armored boots trod upon the dry, barren ground, marking the end of a long journey. He and his skeleton army stood amidst the gloomy forest. Hyrkan softly said, "Finally, we've arrived. The blocked area." Before them, a colossal red energy barrier, interwoven into intricate grids, loomed high, blocking the entrance to the bulbous mountains. Hyrkan stared at the barrier, his eyes narrowing thoughtfully. He mumbled, "This is a blocked area. Unless certain conditions are met, entry will be forbidden." With that, he slowly extended his hand towards the energy barrier. The moment his fingertip touched the shimmering surface, a red electric spark flashed. But
a smug smile briefly appeared on Hyrkan's lips. He already knew everything. The Bulbous Mountains were where the main questline of Chapter 2 took place, and he was certain that once Chapter 1's Fallen Count quest was completed, the entrance would automatically open. Thinking that, he reached out and touched the glowing red energy wall blocking the path. Immediately, a chaotic surge of magic spread before the solid barrier shattered into countless fragments of light. Hyrkan calmly stepped through, his skeleton army silently following behind him. A series of system notifications appeared before his eyes. "You have entered the Bulbous Mountains. You have received the title First to Set Foot in the Bulbous Mountains. +2 to all stats. +1 to system-related stats." Hyrkan clenched his fist, his face filled with excitement. "Great, just as expected. No one has found it yet. All right, let's go, skeletons." He turned to his loyal army, his eyes gleaming with determination. His feet stomped firmly on the dry ground of the new land, signaling an impending conquest. He charged forward, where a pack of large boar-like monsters with sharp tusks awaited. "From now on, this will be my stage," Hyrkan roared, charging directly into the ferocious pack of beasts.
A menacing growl echoed from ahead, shattering the silence. From the darkness, a pack of level 60 wild boars burst forth, their eyes glowing a hostile red. These were notorious, ferocious monsters, always moving in herds. Realizing the danger, Hyrkan, who was only level 41, abruptly halted. The confident smile on his face froze, replaced by an expression of utter dismay. Instantly, the harsh reality descended. The entire pack of wild boars, with their sharp tusks, roared madly and charged straight at him like a storm. Their piercing cries reverberated, making the ground tremble. Cold sweat broke out. Hyrkan's face went pale with terror, his mind screaming, "Why am I so unlucky? Why did I have to run into these boars right after just stepping in?"
With a tense expression, Hyrkan secretly calculated, "Someone must have discovered that this blocked area has been opened. I can't waste any more time here. The chances aren't high, but maybe I have to try." Deciding in a flash, he shouted a decisive command. "I have to figure something out. You skeletons, put on your helmets." Instantly, a stream of glowing red, spectral energy enveloped the skeleton warriors. One by one, they snatched up bizarre boar-headed helmets and put them on. The red light in their eye sockets flared violently as the helmets merged with their bodies, transforming them into ferocious, growling boar beasts. The entire pack of demonic boars charged forward madly, tearing up the ground. With a crisp crack sound, the newly transformed skeleton warriors shattered into pieces. A cold system notification appeared. "Skeleton warrior has been destroyed due to taking too much damage." Hyrkan stumbled to the ground, staring in astonishment at the scene before him and exclaiming, "Ugh, just one hit?"
Hyrkan flashed a cold, self-satisfied smile. He smirked, his voice full of teasing, but that was just bait. Immediately, a surge of dark purple cursed energy erupted from the ground, engulfing the fierce boars. The curse of sloth had been activated. The monsters with their bloodshot eyes growled in vain, their entire bodies frozen, unable to move. Standing on a high branch, Hyrkan calmly looked down at the neutralized monsters. He casually stated, "You won't be able to move for a while. About 5 seconds, I think." He continued with a sharp smile. "Now then." His hand glowed with a blue light, materializing into a sharp sword, ready for the slaughter. Without a second's hesitation, Hyrkan shot like an arrow straight into the midst of the immobile boars. "It's time you paid for destroying my skeleton." Huh? In the midst of his overwhelming momentum, his declaration of vengeance was abruptly cut short. Right beneath his feet, where he was about to land, lay a gaudy, glistening yellow banana peel. He slipped. His entire body lost balance, tumbling awkwardly in a mid-air somersault, then fell directly into the waiting pack of monsters.
What the? He muttered in a daze, trying to push himself up. His face burned with shame as he heard mocking ukiki giggles echoing from above. Looking up, Hyrkan saw a small armored monkey perched on a branch, still holding the banana peel that had just tripped him. A notification appeared, identifying the culprit, level 50 ironclad monkey, a monster known for pranking humans. Rage flared, replacing his embarrassment. Veins pulsed on his temples, and Hyrkan gritted his teeth as he stood. He pointed at the cunning monkey preparing to escape, roaring, "You bastard! Get back here!" His shout was abruptly drowned out by a savage growl echoing from behind. Hyrkan froze, a chill running down his spine. When he turned, a horrifying sight emerged, an entire herd of massive boars with glowing red, coal-like eyes lumbering towards him, surrounding him. Just then, another system message appeared. The effect of the lazy curse has been dispelled. Damn it, the effect has... Hyrkan realized in a panic. Before he could react, the nearest boar charged, its sharp tusks aimed directly at his side. In that critical moment, a blinding blue light suddenly erupted, forming a brilliant energy explosion.
A chilling current swept through, and a spectral boar, glowing with menacing blue light, charged forward. What? Instantly, from the dense foliage above, a literal rain of arrows poured down. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh! A barrage of arrows, imbued with emerald energy, tore through the air, heading straight for the fiercely attacking spectral boars. The blue light streams collided, creating resounding explosions that caused the monsters to disintegrate into tiny specks of light before vanishing into thin air. Amidst the chaos, Hyrkan stood frozen, cold sweat beating on his temples as he witnessed the scene before him. He couldn't believe his eyes. They took down all these boars with just one shot? As quickly as the battle began, it ended. Hyrkan frantically turned his head to see who had saved him. A voice rang out, "Are you all right?" From behind, a tall, dark silhouette loomed, obscuring the weak sunlight filtering through the leaves. Hyrkan snapped his head up, and his heart clenched. A stranger with a thick mustache and a crossbow slung over his shoulder stood there, looking at him with cold, inscrutable eyes. A terrifying thought suddenly flashed through Hyrkan's mind. Could it be? He is...
Bright sunlight bathed Siryu Castle, transforming the central square into a bustling stage. Crowds streamed back and forth, their laughter, conversations, and the clanging of weapons creating a vibrant symphony of life. Amidst the crowd, a player suddenly clapped his companion on the shoulder. With a look of utter astonishment, he pointed in one direction, his voice filled with excitement. "Hey, look! Isn't that the full white Mamba armor set? You know, the super expensive one." The friend turned to look, his eyes widening in surprise. Standing apart from the throng, leaning against a stone wall, was a man with dark hair and intellectual glasses. His entire body was encased in exquisite armor, exuding a distinct aura. The friend exclaimed, "Wait, you're right. Is he a ranker? I've never seen him before." Seemingly oblivious to the whispers and murmurs, the unfamiliar man calmly raised his gloved hand and adjusted his glasses. He remained silent, but a mysterious and self-satisfied smirk subtly curled at the corner of his lips. Just then, a low voice resonated from an unseen location, seemingly meant only for him. "Have you found the identity of that reporter yet?"
No, none of the guilds know who sent them that information, Michel reported, adjusting his glasses as he walked. He continued with a thoughtful expression. That makes sense. After all, we're talking about someone who knows a lot about the corrupt count, but is willing to provide that information for free. How can we possibly find such a person? Hidden behind the stone pillar, the mysterious assistant in the black cloak whispered, Hahoe Mask. Any trace of him? Michel furrowed his brow and thought, Hahoe Mask, he only posts regular hunting videos, something about giant bears, I think. There's no way a rookie who just started the main quest line could be behind all of this, Michel stated decisively, his eyes sharp. Anyway, where are you heading for the assistant's quest next? Michel asked, breaking the silence. The assistant replied succinctly, Sweeper's Guild. Michel let out a long sigh, his face weary. It seems we're going to be swamped for a long time again. Seeing this, the man with glasses decisively assigned the tasks, his tone full of determination. I'll handle the assistant's work. You focus on finding that person.
The mysterious player's gloved hand clenched, metal joints creaking. A cold purple aura of killing intent enveloped him, his face hardening in the darkness. The eyes behind his glasses glinted with green hatred, and he gnashed his teeth, swearing, I don't know who that was, but I'll make them pay for destroying the world's balance. The scene shifted to a small, solitary house nestled in a sparse forest, gentle sunlight filtering through the leaves, creating an unusually peaceful space. Inside the somewhat old house, Hyrkan sat opposite a stern-looking man. Ma-Woong looked directly at Hyrkan, holding a steaming cup of hot water, then spoke. Are you a Himbree's disciple? Good thing I was on patrol and found you in time. Hearing this, a bright and undisguised smile appeared on Hyrkan's face, and he cheerfully replied loudly, yes. Witnessing this, the mysterious player secretly sighed in relief. Thank goodness, I'm truly lucky. Hyrkan's wide grin quickly transformed into a calculating look of delight. I can't believe I met Ma-Woong, the main NPC in Chapter 2's main questline, he thought to himself, realizing the golden opportunity that had just fallen into his hands.
In Hyrkan's mind, the image of the man sitting opposite him was crystal clear. That was Ma-Woong, a renowned figure. Although in the past he was once a brilliant swordmaster, a sword instructor to even princes, an unfortunate incident led to his expulsion from the royal palace. Since then, he became the captain of the forest rangers, guarding the treacherous Bulkus Mountains day and night. Hyrkan thought to himself, this was the NPC he needed to meet to start Chapter 2. Truly unexpected luck to stumble upon him right here. In the cozy wooden room warmed by the flickering fire from the fireplace, Ma-Woong suddenly spoke, his tone cold and distant. You should go back. Hyrkan, slightly surprised, asked again, excuse me? Ma-Woong didn't lift his head from the book, his voice steady but full of warning. I don't know what brought you here, but there's nothing here but monsters. You should return to where you came from before something worse happens. After a moment of silence, Hyrkan subtly curled his lips, a knowing and confident smile appearing on his face. The fallen count is dead. The sudden declaration made Ma-Woong's hand resting on the table twitch slightly. It's useless to act so difficult, Hyrkan thought to himself. I already know how to enter Chapter 2.
Hyrkan slightly curled his lips, his confident gaze meeting the man in front of him, and yet there are still corrupted monsters lurking around. I've traced the cause and arrived here. Do you know anything about this? Ma-Woong paused for a moment at the sudden question. His expression grew thoughtful, a glint of contemplation in his eyes. After a period of silence, he spoke in a low, hoarse voice. I have someone in mind, although I don't have proof yet. Do you think you can help me gather evidence? The moment Ma-Woong's proposal ended, a series of bright blue system windows suddenly appeared before Hyrkan. A clear ting sound rang out. You have obtained the title First Contact with Bulkus Rangers. You have obtained the title The Initiator. All stats plus 14. Hyrkan's eyes blazed with extreme excitement. I received 2 rare titles? I love this main quest line. Of course, leave it to me. What should I do first? He eagerly lunged forward, pressing his face close to a somewhat startled Ma-Woong. Ma-Woong calmly raised a hand, gesturing, please calm down first. Investigate the monsters near this area. An official quest panel with a boar's head emblem and 2 crossed swords appeared, confirming Ma-Woong's request. Request from Bulkus Ranger Ma-Woong. 1. Eliminate monsters in Bulkus Mountain Range. 1 out of 50. Reward, 500 gold, Ma-Woong's trust.
Standing in the quiet street of a village steeped in time, Hyrkan looked up at the clear blue sky and muttered to himself, "Monster hunting, huh? Not bad. I need to level up anyway." He thoughtfully calculated, images of formidable monsters like boars and bear warriors appearing in his mind with a menacing red glow. "I'll leave the high-level monsters like boars and bear warriors for later. I'll start with the easier ones first." Deep in his planning, he suddenly paused, his eyes wide with surprise as he looked up. "So that leaves only—" His words were cut short by a shrill "Ookikik!" A monkey wearing armor sat precariously on a tree branch, grinning widely and peeling a banana. A wicked and expectant smile slowly spread across Hyrkan's lips. He clenched his hands together, his knuckles cracking as his eyes gleamed with the look of a predator who had found the perfect prey. "How do I repay that scoundrel?"